What is going on, everyone? Today, I'd like to show you a project I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. It is a web scraper that scrapes data from Goodwill and eBay. So here's our little Python library right here. We'll copy this for now, and I'll go over the usage of it real quick. So pretty much we have our Python function right here. We have our library right here, and then the function that we're trying to access. So first, we activated an environment, virtual environment, and then we'll download the libraries in pip. Give it a second. All right, sweet, it's downloaded, and as you can see, our library turned green, and now we should be able to run this program. So what we should get is a .csv file called output, and it'll have like thousands of listings from Goodwill and eBay of this example search that I use couch, just like looking for couches. It should give you the title, price, and description. Give it a second. There we go. It's already out. So, as you can see, all of our listings are right here. We got about 2,400 of them, which is quite a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of couches on there. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much how you just use it to go actually. Yeah, let's go over the actual code. Uh, so here's the code. It's a Rust program. Uh, the most important like libraries that we're using is Actix Web, which handles our HTTP server and like responses and requests for the API and all that. And then we actually have a scraper, a library that'll actually go in the URL and look for the data that we want. So our first function here, we have scrape Goodwill. We have the base URL right here. This is our like main page. If I take this and copy and paste it, yeah, it should take us to Goodwill. And then, oh, it's not what I wanted. All right. All right. So basically, how it is that the user will take that query and it'll be right here. So couch will be right there. We copy and paste this, and it should take us to the listings of couches or coach. All right, yeah. As you can see, only six results from Goodwill. So, guess most of those results came from eBay. But anyways, basically the user's parameters or query would go will append in the front of the link to get whatever we're searching for. The rest are just like other initializers. Like we got to keep count of the pages scraped because I added a max amount of pages because if you put in like couch on eBay, you're gonna get like a million listings. So I put a limit on it. I wanted to do a timer, like 60 seconds max, but it's kind of been having problems, so I switched it to just a max of 10 pages for each site. So right here, we establish the URL and print uh, the URL being scraped, which that'll be shown through the API, which I'll show soon. Make sure the URL is invalid. Here, right, this is pretty important. So you actually have to like inspect the HTML code of like Goodwill and stuff. So we go to Goodwill. Yeah, here's some desktops. We'll inspect it. Then source, no, HTML. And as you can see, you can go through HTML and you should be able to pretty much find. I kind of forgot where it was, but you should just be able to look through the HTML code, find like the title and price variables, and then kind of parse that out. So as you can see, it's right here. So the title and you also have name, price, and category. And you'll see how eBay is parsed as well. All the websites are a little bit different, designed differently. Um, but it's something that you just have to look out for when you're trying to parse. Let's see, and then we'll increment, and then this is where we don't exceed that 10-page count. If we do get more than 10 pages, then we'll break this function. So then our next function, we got scrape eBay. So here's a base URL. We have some initialized variables for like the count and stuff. We have the loop, which will actually get all of our listings. So I can see right here, we have this is how it's parsed, was this item, title, and price. And then it was also weird when I originally did this and ran this code. There's a bunch of between these, I guess, HTML variables were a bunch of strings that looked like this, the F and stuff, arrows. And basically this just like deletes all that, makes it a little bit nicer. And then this increment and then break if it reaches more than 10. Then we have our search function, which is actually calls both the scraping, Goodwill, and eBay functions. And it also handles HTTP requests. We combine the data and then write it here on an output.csv file. And we have our main function, which handles the HTTP server and the route requests routes requests to the search function. Uh, this is more like stuff for the API, so other people could use this API. I think that is it. If to actually get Rust started, there's a lot of documentation online, but I use Cargo. It's really easy, just like Cargo build, Cargo run, to actually handle the Rust program. So let's see what else. Okay, one thing that I did use to host this, I used Render. Basically just started a new web service, connected my GitHub repo to it, and as soon as I update the GitHub, the API will update as well. It's really nice. This is a really convenient uh, service to use, and I definitely recommend it. I use the free version, which if it gets enough users, then it'll slow down. But so far, with just me, uh, it's been good as like a test bed. If we do get more users, I may consider upgrading, but we'll see. So we can go to our logs, and as you can see, this is this is about 9 minutes ago. We were scraping these pages, and then it outputted right here. I think that's it. So another couple things I want to actually do. I want to make a library or wrapper for JavaScript and C++. You can still use the API if you use this code in my GitHub, which I'll link in the description. But for I've only done the I guess the easy way for Python so far. I do want to add parameters for filtering of the data because I mean right now, as you can see, we get just so much data, and say the user doesn't want all that, they just want maybe the price under $100, then they can filter all of that out. And then add a time parameter. I want to try to get the timeout to work again, but right now I just have the 10-page max. And then add additional websites like OfferUp, Craigslist, and there's several others that I'll consider adding. But that's kind of like the future plan. But I think that is it. Feel free to copy the code or use this API. The link is just right here. And then the uh, the Python library is publicly available as well. But I think that is it. And it is time for me to play some Crusader Kings 3.